Okay, so in this episode, I am going to show you guys how to propagate Christmas cactuses. I am using a mixture of Miracle-Gro soil, organic choice soil, and my own vermicompost. Now, this soil is very rich. You can see the black color. I put most of my vermicompost on top because you should always put your best soil on top. Now, that's because you want the starting roots to touch very nutritious soil. This is because you want them to get a lot of nutrients so that they can shoot down those roots and start growing. I will show you underneath how the soil is not nearly as dark and crumbly as on top. So here we go. Now already you can see the difference between that soil and this soil. You see, that soil's a lot more brown and this soil's more black. The black soil is healthier. Yep, see? Now, you want your black soil on top. Usually, the more black soil is, the healthier it is. The more nutrients it has. Now, I have two Christmas cactuses here with me today. I have this one. This one's a more dark pink cactus. It's also a lot more more well established than the other cactus over here, which is this really wonderful pearly pink color. This one is a lot newer than the other one. This one I've had for about a year, and this one I've had for about a month. Now, today I'm going to show you how to cut off little snippets like this and propagate them. So, you're going to want to take one of your Christmas cactuses. Today I'm going to use this one because over here I have one that I already did, which I'll show you guys later. Well, more later. And that's from this one. This one has different colored leaves, so I'm going to do this one because I want a second one with this, these color flowers. So you want to cut off a section of, like one section. Now, if you don't have a Christmas cactus, you could just go over to a friend's house or a friend of a friend's house and say, hey, can I have a little cutting from your Christmas cactus? And I bet you they'll give you a little cutting right away because, I mean, they're not that valuable. But you don't, I mean, you can cut a cutting from here, but it's a lot easier to cut a cutting from, like, one that hasn't split like this one than, like, this area here. Or one that has forked. Now, you want to cut right where they're joining. Not up here and not down here. Right where they're joining. Make sure, I cannot stress this enough, make sure that you do not cut up here. This, if you do that, this cutting will not grow roots. It will die, it will shrivel up, and it will decompose. You will be very, very sad. So, what you want to do is, I have a pair of scissors, it's much easier when I'm holding the camera, if I just use my nails. Let me see if I can get this. There we go, it focused for me. I'm just going to use my nails, and basically you just want to, sorry there, you just want to snip it off right there. So I got this. Now that looks like a root, but it's not. Yeah, see, that looks like a little root right there. It's not. That's just a little piece of the other segment which it came off of. You can just leave that there. It'll just die. Don't worry about it. It won't do anything. But what also you also want to do is you want to make sure that your cutting doesn't have a bud form, because you don't want the energy going up into the bud. You want the energy going down to the roots. You want this cutting to grow roots so that it will survive. You don't want this cutting to form a bud, because then it will just shrivel up and die. So, this one doesn't have a bud. Now, the buds for Christmas cactuses, they're usually red or pink, but they can be yellow or white. So, this is an example of a bud. It's really small, but you can see a little pink area right here. There you go, it focused. That's the start of a bud. If it has that on it, you want to pinch it off. If it has a larger bud on it, you want to pinch it off. But do your best not to get a cutting with a bud on it, because the buds are really pretty. You want them to keep on growing and make beautiful flowers. That's the whole point of having this, right? So once you have a whole bunch of cuttings, then what you want to do is you want to take a pot. Again, you want to have rich soil that's very fine and crumbly in it. Today, I'm using, I'll say it again, I'm using a mixture Miracle-Gro soil, organic choice soil, and my vermicompost. Now, I took some cuttings earlier, and so I'm going to be planting a whole bunch of cuttings today for you. So you could just take a pot, right? And you want to just sort of put it in there. Just a little bit like that. That's perfect. Okay? It is going to grow roots like that. It's going to take a while. It's going to start to get wrinkly. It's going to look a little bit dehydrated, but trust me, it's growing roots. If you want to check every once in a while, just pull it up. You'll see there are roots. If there aren't, it's okay. Keep on waiting. They will eventually grow roots, unless you chopped it off up here, which I stressed not to do, because it will not grow roots. And then you'll just have a little dead snipping in your pot. Now, just gonna space these out nice and evenly here. And we're going to have a really nice thing right here. Now, I've never tried using a cutting like this one here that has two things on top of it. Two little segments on top of it. Because I don't know if this will put too much stress on the plant. I don't know if this will die. So this is a little experiment for all of us. I'll update you on this one, okay? So, but for now, we just want to plant it in the ground, like so. And hope for the best. Now, over here, as I was showing you earlier, and I promised to show you more, I have a little cup with more cuttings on them. Now, these have started to grow roots. They're not that long yet, but they are roots. I will show you what they look like, and but first I want to show you this. You see how it's a little bit wrinkly here? You see that? Let me see if it can focus here. Alright, well, it looks like it's not going to focus for us here today. But, yeah. See that right there? I can see those little wrinkles. I hope you can too. But, Yeah, they're little wrinkles. That means that it's a little bit dehydrated, but when it gets dehydrated, it just shoots down roots to go find water, because water is what it needs to get hydrated again and survive. So here, I'm going to take this one for you. And it has little roots on it. Just wait for it to focus here. Okay, well, you can see it from farther away. Gonna put it behind a black background, which is the dirt, just for a little bit of contrast. Now right there are the roots. Now those aren't that long, but they're a start. And so I know that this cutting now is going to survive as long as I keep on watering it, giving it good nutrients, all that fun stuff. But yep, those are roots. Those are what you want to see. Now I'm just going to pop it back in here. You could do this, but once the roots get to a certain length, you don't want to do that, because it just stresses the plant out too much. Roots, they are meant to stay in the ground. That's all I have to say. So, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it wasn't that good. It's my first YouTube video ever. So, yeah. See you guys again soon, hopefully. Bye.